Hi there, it's Amanda Ruiz and I'm also known as the Ultimate Door Opener because I can help you open your door to that dream contact and then you walk straight through into the arms of that awaiting journalist who is just waiting to hear from you about your new amazing business, about the product or service that you offer. So that is why I'm called the Ultimate Door Opener. Now, recently I was at an event, it was the Enterprise Nation Festival of Female Entrepreneurs, and I had to give about 10 one-on-one private consultations to entrepreneurs who wanted some help on how to get into the press. It was quite exhausting doing it, but it was really interesting. And one woman who came along to me, she literally plonked herself down and said, "Make me famous." And I thought, ooh, well, that is certainly a way to go about approaching somebody. But actually what I do on these consultations, I actually ask you a series of questions and dig deep. I'm there tapping away at my computer, asking you lots of questions and finding out what is it, what's the human interest element that the journalist will really love to dig deep on when they get to speak to you, and why is your business so interesting, why should it get into the press, and what are the angles that you haven't actually thought of. So very often I can actually uncover untapped mysteries about your business which actually are hidden opportunities. So if you want me to help you dig out your golden nugget or help you with your press hook so you can approach people like this, Red Magazine, then get in touch. It's at amandaruiz.co.uk/apply. But before I carry on, I'm going to let you know how people can get into Red Magazine, for example. So what you need to do, this is really, I can't say it too many times, really important. You actually get to learn the magazine, okay? It's like doing your due diligence. It's doing essential research. So don't just approach Red Magazine because you want to get your shoes into the style section. Don't approach them because you've got a business idea. What you need to do is approach them with a bespoke and a tailored pitch, which demonstrates to the journalist that you've actually done your homework and you know that magazine inside out. They really love it when people approach them, not just random PRs thinking, oh, I'm going to do a blanket email to as many publications as possible. No, you've got to hone your pitch to the actual periodical or publication or online, offline, TV or radio station that you want to get in touch with. So first off, I've just got this thing here which is going to give me a reminder. Why not, I've not even been asked by Red to say this, but why not subscribe to Red if you want to get into Red or any other magazine? It can be Management Today, it can be any business magazine. It's the same concept of getting into the press. But subscribe or just literally spend the next 2 or 3 months buying that publication. And what you'll do is you'll just get a really good feel for the articles they write, who writes those articles, what you see written about them on Twitter, where the posts are shared, who are those journalists, who are the freelancers as well, because magazines don't just have staff writers. They have a whole team of freelancers that they farm out the work to. And that is why if you go to #JournoRequests, you've got to live there. It's a really great place to find stories. I mean, people have come on my workshops and literally got into Cosmopolitan because that one person actually responded to a journo request. Ruth, I was doing a Facebook Live yesterday. She got into, the Independent this week for the top 10 gluten-free mince pies, which is fantastic. So it's been fast, but it's also doing your research. So if you really want to get into bed with Red, first of all, who's the editor? So get to know who the editor is. So read her piece at the beginning, okay, to get to know what she's writing about. Don't forget that journalists are preparing these magazines 3 to 6 months in advance. So very often in August they're having to write about winter and Christmas, which is quite funny. And then also just go to the contents page. All right, so then you can see what their regulars are, but they're not always going to be exactly the same. But yes, they will always have fashion, style, features, beauty, escapes, self. Okay, so escapes. Do you know what? I've actually got a client, Gav Gillibrand. Yes, that's you. And he runs the most amazing retreat. It's a mindfulness and fitness boot camp in Ibiza. I think, Gav, you need to start pitching to Red Magazine because it's going to have your target audience in there. So if you are an interiors designer, Living would be the right place for you to go here. Anyway, so flicking through, you just kind of need to get to know the magazine as well as you can. And also, you can also find out how well a magazine is doing. I used to work in ad sales, see how thick it is. The more pages means the better magazine it is, because they're selling lots of ad space, which is what pays the wages for the journalists and what keeps the magazines actually in business. So here we go, L'Oreal, they're doing some great advertising here, but you don't want to be paying for any advertising, you want to be getting free PR. Aha! And then you go here, this is a really good page. When I first started doing my own PR for my knitwear business, Hum and Alpaca Knitwear as it used to be called, I used to literally live in WH Smith's, buy up all the magazines which I could only dream of getting into, and then I used to get here to this piece here which says contributors, and it also gives you all the telephone numbers, the emails, not always the emails, but it gives you the direct dials or the names to all the people you actually want to get in touch with. So if you really want to speak about fashion, then you need to be speaking to the style editor, you need to be sending in your samples or pitching that you can send in your samples of your latest amazing camo gear or whatever it is. So there you go, and also contributors. So I can see that Kira Cochrane writes about being single on page 40, so blah blah blah. Then you've got Kathy Struthers writes about healing, the power of wild swimming. Then you've got Yotam Ottolenghi, that amazing chef, he's written a piece here. And then Tiffany Dark. Now Tiffany Dark, I am sure that she used to be the Sunday Times style editor. And I think she's gone freelance, or I think she's opened up her own paper, but her own company. But whatever the weather, go here, and then you can find all the contacts. But that's not the first step. That is step number 2. Step number 3 is literally, you can see these kind of titles up here. Can you see? So that's about your style. So if you're in fashion, then these are the great places where you need to get your products into. So you need to be approaching shopping editors. I managed to get my knitwear into some of these, which was brilliant, but I had, as I showed if you go to PR Secrets, you can see how I used to do my clipping. I used to send my images, my berets and cardies and stuff like that off to Mr. Clipping. I'd photograph it on the coffee table, and then I'd send it off to somebody just to clip around it. So it literally would be a white background or an invisible background. That was a really great way of doing it. And then it's your shopping editors, and then you kind of need to know what is hot and what's not. So what are the trends in a few months' time that your products might respond to, might be good for you to get into the press. So that's all about style. Hold on a second. Then to talk about what's on trend, so what's hot and what's not. God, there's a lot of style, obviously, because it is a bit of a fashion mag, but there will be, here we go, guest speaker. So they've got somebody, Emma Lawrence, who's the guest speaker. So that's probably just, I don't think they're going to have it called guest speaker every single month, but I don't buy this magazine once a month. Here we go. This is a brilliant piece for those of you who are business owners. This is called Mentor. God, if only I'd have known about that one, being a business mentor. So it says here, but obviously this woman's really famous. It says, writer, producer, truth teller, who better than the award-winning creator of Grey's Anatomy and Scandal to share her wisdom on life, love and work? Natasha Lunn takes notes. Okay, so this woman is really famous and she's sharing her top 10 tips on what makes a brilliant life, or whatever makes you successful in your career. Then it's got memoir. So really, all I can say to you is, just get used to the magazine. Then it's got read. So if you've got a book and you need it to go there. Hi Delilah, great show live. Please tell us how many are sending their products or images in. Many of the real secret is how to get, oh God, let me just hang on a sec. How to get so the secret is how to, yeah, it is. Do you know what? I don't know what product you sell, Delilah. However, first of all, you've got to be ballsy and just do it. Get the high-res images, but don't send high-res images to the press because that you'll clog up their inboxes. What was your question? Basically get to know the editors. So when I was selling my knitwear, I had an addiction to getting into Victoria Bain. I don't know whether she still writes for The Telegraph because my knitwear was for children, and I used to really want to get in touch with her. So I would stalk her on Twitter, LinkedIn, read her articles, share her articles, get on that person's radar. That is the way you do it. I hope that's helpful. If you want to ask another question, please do. And what do you do? I'd love to know what your product is, Delilah. Anyway, so basically just read the magazine, get used to that magazine, and if you want me to help you, because I help people who are in fashion, I help people who are in the fitness industry, health industry, business, you know, you name it. I've run my own business selling knitwear, but I now help coaches, life coaches, all the rest of it. If you want me to help you find your press hook on why and how you should approach the press, and also what is that amazing, interesting piece of golden nugget that nobody else has, that all the other life coaches are doing exactly the same thing, but what is it about you that makes you stand out from the crowd? I can help you. So book your call with me right now, and my email, not my email, the booking page. You can go to my website, and it's amandaruiz.co.uk, and on it you'll see a page called Speak With Me. Press that, you'll see my video, woohoo, and then let's speak. So storytelling, books, films, it's basically entertainment. I'm the it girl of literature. Hey, we need to speak. Oh, Delilah, yes, do you know, I remember you were in the lift with your amazing, lovely, you know, fur coat. You looked amazing there, and you've been on in the Eurovision. So yeah, you're a great girl. So anyway, book your call with me right now. I've got to go. Oh my God, I'm late to pick up my daughter, so I better go right now. Goodbye.